My query is using the employees table, which I'm going to pull up. The employees table has information about employees, their ID, their name, the email address of the employee, the phone number, the date the employee was hired, the job ID of the employee, the salary of the employee, the commission percentage, their manager's ID, and the department ID that the employee belongs to. Now I'm going to the SQL worksheet window where I'll be showing you each function one by one. I'll be writing the function using examples and explaining what the inputs of the function are and what the outputs will be. Now the first function I'm going to introduce to you is the upper function. Now the upper function is used to convert its argument or its input to uppercase. Now I'm writing a query, select upper, that's the name of the function. Now the upper function receives a character string as its argument. I'm just going to put in a character string saying part 10. And because I want to see the result of the upper function just once, I'm going to reference the dual table. I'm now going to execute the statement. The output has been displayed and you can see that the value part 10 is now displayed in uppercase. Now in the next example, I'm going to use the upper function with a column of the employees table. I'm going to take you back to the employees tab, pull up the data in the employees table and show you that the last names of the employees are all stored in mixed case. Now the query I'm going to write is based on the employees table. I'll be writing select upper, which is the name of the function. I'm passing the last name column as an input to the function from employees, and I'm going to retrieve this data based on a condition where the job ID of the employee is equal to add_VP. I just want to restrict the data so that you don't have too much of data to look at. Add VP, we have just a few employees who belong to that, who have that job ID. And if you look at the output, there were 2 employees whose job ID was add VP, and the upper function returns their last name in uppercase. Now this was the upper function. The next function that I'll be discussing is the lower function. It pretty much does the opposite of the upper function. It converts its argument or its input to lowercase. Now let's say I want to test the result of the lower function, and I'm going to write select lower, and this time I'll pass a string which is in, let's say, mixed case. Okay, so I'm saying part 10 from dual. I want to test the function, so I'm using the dual table, and you can see that the output is now displayed in lowercase. I'm once again going to use the lower function with a column of the table, such as select lower of last name from employees, and I'll use a where condition to restrict the data. I'm saying where job ID is equal to, and the job ID value that I'm looking for is add VP. The data has been retrieved and the names are now displayed in lowercase. So this was the lower function. The next function that I'll be discussing is called initCap. The initCap function converts the first letter of each new word in its input to uppercase. Now I'm just going to go ahead and write a query based on the initCap function. I'm going to call the initCap function, pass as its argument a string. The string is going to be consisting of 2 words. I'm passing the words hello world to the function, and I'm retrieving this information from the dual table to test the result of this function. Observe that the first letter of each new word has been capitalized and the rest of the word is in lowercase. Now that's what the initCap function does. It converts the first letter of each new word in its input to uppercase. Now the next function that I'll be discussing is the length function. The length function is used to find the length of a string. The string is the input to the function, and here I'm going to write a query where I'm calling the length function. I'm passing the string hello from the dual table, and on executing this statement, observe that the length function has returned the value 5, because the length of the string hello is 5 characters long. Now I'm going to write a query using the length function, which is based on the employees table. I'm saying give me the first name, length of first name from the employees table, where, and this time I'm going to reference the department ID column. I want to see this information for all those employees who belong to department 100. So I have over here the first names of each of the employees in department 100 along with the length of their name. So Nancy is made up of 5 characters and the length of her name has come up as 5. So this was the length function. Now the next function I'm going to discuss is the substring function. This function is used to extract a part of a string. Now the substring function has 3 arguments: a character string, which is the first argument. The second argument is a starting position, which is indicated by a number. And the third argument refers to the number of characters that need to be extracted. I'm going to clear this query that I have as well as the query result. The query that I'm now going to write is going to call the substring function. Now the substring function is written as substr. It receives 3 arguments. So here I have the word hello as the first argument. The second argument is a number that refers to a starting position, and the third argument is again a number that defines the number of characters to extract. I'm going to retrieve this information from the dual table, and the output that you can see is ELL. Now the ELL is retrieved because the second argument 2 refers to the position that you want to start extracting from. The second position in the word hello is the letter E. And the third argument, which is 3, refers to the number of characters you want to extract. So you want to extract 3 characters starting from E, and that would be ELL. So that's what the substring function would do. Now in the next example, what I'm going to do is write a query on the employees table. Here I want to retrieve or extract the second letter from each employee's first name. So here I'm going to retrieve the first name column, and then I'm calling the substring function. The first argument is the first name column, and I'm saying starting from position number 2, extract 1 character. And this information is coming out of the employees table. I'm going to execute the statement, and here we have that the second character from Ellen is L. The second character from the name Sundar is U, and so on. Okay, so this was an example of the use of the substring function in using a table of the user HR.